Op Swiss.
Op Swiss.
Udo.
Go Canada, go! La Suisse est là!
Ouais! Et là! Hey!
version of two 4-0 teams in this 2022 World Hockey Championship. Canada, the defending gold medalists, against Switzerland, who have gold medal dreams of their own, something they have not yet done at the World Championship. Swiss with wins over Italy, Denmark, Kazakhstan, and Slovakia. Canada with wins over Germany, Italy, Slovakia, and Kazakhstan. Adam Lowry and Team Canada enjoying a strong tournament. The Swiss have a good team here, and a special ceremony tonight will be held to honor a record-breaking accomplishment. Anders Ambuhl will play his 120th game at the World Championship, breaking the record of Udo Kiesling of Germany. He's already playing in his 17th World Championship. That's a record as well. Breaks the record held by his fellow countryman Matthias Seeger. Ambuhl is a revered figure in Switzerland. A 6-time Swiss National League champion. He played in the last 5 Olympics for the Swiss. And his family on hand.
On their respective
and now a pre-game ceremony will be about to be held. The referees are Lassi Heikkinen from Finland, Linus Olin from Sweden, Jake Davis and Joseph Spur, the linesmen. And the teams will line up in the blue line, and Luc Tardif, the president of the IIHF, Michael Rindlisbacher, the president of the Swiss Ice Hockey Federation, will make a presentation to Ambuhl to honor him for breaking the record.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the new IIHF all-time record holder in World Championship games played and World Championship appearances, Ambuhl. Ladies and gentlemen, Ambuhl.
And among the gifts he'll get, a Swiss watch.
Probably has a couple of those kicking around somewhere. What a great moment for him. A lifetime in the making, the most games ever in the World Championships.
He played in the IIHF Under-18 tournament in 2001. Helped Switzerland get to the gold medal game in this building.
21 years ago, in this building. And now he breaks the record tonight.
Remarkable career. His first World Junior Championship was in 2002. My first was the play-by-play announcer. I remember asking how to say the names, and he was one of the first ones we learned. And he's been a fixture ever since. So, Team Canada and Claude Julien will try to run the record to 5-0. Julien, third time around as a coach of a Canadian national team, coached the World Junior team in 2000, of course, the Olympic Games in 2022. And Patrick Fisher, a longtime teammate of Anders Ambuhl on the national team, 7th year as the head coach, and he just can't say enough good things about what Ambuhl has meant to their program. Logan Thompson, the 25-year-old from Calgary, gets the start for Canada. He is 3-0 with a .907 save percentage. Leonardo Giannoni is 2-0 for the Swiss. He beat Denmark and Slovakia. He's playing in his 8th World Championship for the Swiss. He's a 7-time Swiss champion with 3 different teams. So Ambuhl.
You better start Ambuhl.
Yeah. Plays for Davos. Played 1 year with Hartford in the American League in 09-10, the Rangers farm team. And away we go. And underway here in the first period. Damon Severson was a big part of the last meeting between these two teams at the World Championship in 2019. Severson back for it now. He scored the tying goal with 1 second left in regulation in the quarterfinals. And Canada went on to win that quarterfinal in a shootout in Slovakia. Knocked down now by Nicholas Waugh. One lineup change for Canada. Eric Odell is in, as Sanheim moves that up ahead for Cousins.
And Odell in with Noah Gregor out.
Noah Gregor's out.
Day to day.
Now a lead pass. Nico Hischier finds Timo Meier. Meier shoots. Sharp angle shot stopped by Thompson. And defenseman Ryan Graves is in for Canada after taking a shot off the knee against Kazakhstan. In comes Meier, his shot, and Thompson waved at that and knocks it up and out of play. And it's Graves' 27th birthday today.
Timo Meier comes out shooting, as this is the game. Both these teams have rolled through the group phase until today, knowing that if they win this one, very likely going to finish first. Timo Meier against his arch rival Vegas Golden Knight. Logan Thompson tries him a couple times in the first shift.
Adam Lowry for the face-off against Dennis Mulligan, and Lowry wins that one cleanly. Nick Holden up ahead for Josh Anderson. He finds Cole Sillinger of the Columbus Blue Jackets, who turned 19 during this tournament.
Scored a goal on his birthday.
That's right. Graves, the fourth of 5 Canadians celebrating their birthday at this tournament. Matt Barzal will turn 25 later on. That centering pass knocked down and picked up by Dario Simeone. Switzerland's won 2 of the last 3 meetings and has been a tough out for Canada internationally of late. Malkin working with Simeone, poke checked away by Graves. Canada has trailed in 2 of its 4 games so far, allowed the first goal to both Italy and Kazakhstan.
They haven't had the most efficient of starts in their games. I don't think they can go through 10-15 minutes of this one waking up.
Matt Barzal winds in with Batherson and Kent Johnson. And that's knocked away, brought back by Barchi. Patrick Barchi drops it up for Tristan Shervay. In shoots, Thompson saved, loose puck in front. That's knocked away by Shabbat, who plays it back to center ice. Johnson was spilled in the corner. He retrieves his gear.
Listen to this crowd.
Batherson, Barzal, a centering pass, just bounced away from Dyson Mayo, who jumped up. Shabbat with a long shot. Giannoni, the glove save. Stands are packed with red and white clad Swiss fans who have come here for the weekend to celebrate their team and also, of course, to celebrate Ambuhl. Laid pass to Morgan Geekie. And spinning back and knocking that ahead is Michael Fora. Ambuhl plays it ahead. Sanheim to center ice to Morgan Geekie. In comes Geekie, shoots. Giannoni the stop, rebound, loose in front. Geekie couldn't quite reach it.
That stung Giannoni.
Now picked free by Geekie.
Still shaking out his shoulder.
That was knocked ahead by Severson, but now played back by Giannis Moser of the Arizona Coyotes. Scooped up by Dawson Mercer. He's belted down by Meier. Ambuhl lost his stick, and now Glauser back to pick it up, being shadowed there by Geekie.
Giannoni still hunched over. Look at him.
That shot really did take a bite out
up
of
in his collarbone, and he's feeling it.
Glauser lead pass to Meier. Chips that down. Shabbat picks it up. Hischier was sent flying by Dubois. Pierre-Luc Dubois. Lead pass for his fellow line mate. Nicholas Waugh was knocked down, and Whitecloud took a hard hit there. A penalty coming.
That is so dirty by Timo Meier. He knew it. Right on the dasher.
Kurashev's into it with Dubois. The referee, Linus Olin, had his hand in the air right away.
Well, how could you not?
Ironically, it was Olin who called Whitecloud for charging early in the tournament, which was not the right call. But man, that was a nasty, nasty hit by Meier.
Timo Meier's a big, heavy player. Could not be more in the numbers. Like that, if there's a 5 for hitting from behind, that is the definition of hitting from
The
behind.
officials are talking about it. There is no 2-minute penalty for hitting from behind. It can only be a
Look at
5-minute
this.
major.
Oh!
Oh my goodness.
That is nasty.
All right, so they've called a major penalty.
They should.
So they've called a 5-minute major, and now they're going to review that, which they can do. The IIHF rule book has been merged with the NHL rule book. So much like in the NHL, if a major penalty is called on the ice, they can review it. They can take it down to a 2 if they so decide. But right now, the call on the ice is a 5-minute major.
They cannot reduce that.
It depends what they call. Now, if they call
I don't care if it's a board or
Right.
hit from behind. Whatever it is, that is as bad a hit from behind as you can make.
So they can't reduce it if they call hitting from behind because
Because it's only a 5.
There's no 2-minute minor. But if they call boarding, they can take it down to 2.
They should not.
Unlikely they would do that. That's
But they can call 5 minutes and not a game misconduct.
that is correct.
Which would keep Meier in the game. Having said that, if there is a game misconduct that can be applied, it should be applied on this hit. That's awful. Awful hit. I mean, Whitecloud wasn't even moving. Dangerously 3 feet away from the boards, face right into the dasher. Plenty of time to hold up or turn off or make a different decision. And he said, nope, I'm gonna rail this guy right into the dasher. Deserves to be kicked out of the game.
Fortunately, Whitecloud's okay. And here comes the call. Referee Linus Ola.
After review of the play, we have a 5 without a game major.
Without.
So Claude Julian's asking the question, why isn't it
So
a game
Meier
misconduct?
thought he was kicked out. Meier was on his way to the dressing room. And the refs had to say, no, 5 without a game. I disagree completely. That warrants a game. Could not be more textbook and completely avoidable if Meier chose to. That's a miss. 5's the right call. He should not play in this game.
So a 5-minute major and a power play to Canada. And the Canadian power play has been lethal in the tournament. 6 for 13 so far. They call it boarding. Boy, they're so hesitant to call that checking from behind, aren't they? They just
I don't know what more could a guy do to get a game misconduct for that kind of hit, other than injure the player.
Dubois, Waugh, Cousins, and Batherson, the forwards on this Canadian power play. The face-off was won by Heischer and sent down the ice. Severson back with it. Cousins and Dubois each have 2 power play goals to lead Canada. Nicholas Waugh across to Drake Batherson. And Batherson, the native of New Minas, Nova Scotia. Hard collision there with Jonas Siegenthaler. Dubois slings it back for Severson. Across he goes to Batherson. Drake Batherson walks in. To the goal mouth he goes. Waugh chopping at it. Dean Kukan couldn't play it out. Kukan in his 7th year with Columbus, and apparently his final year, where it is from Switzerland. He's heading back there next season. Peeling back is Berchi. Christoph Berchi took to the puck. And now Fora walks in shorthanded. Fora in, shoots. Thompson got an arm on that. And the crowd oohing and awing with every chance. Fora centers it. Tapped wide by Moser, who jumped up. 2 good shorthanded chances for Switzerland. Shabbat. Rink wide to Barzal. Matt Barzal trying to work it back in. That's knocked away. And now Thompson's got to come way out with Dennis Malgin bearing in. And Thompson sends that up the ice to Johnson for Lowry. Adam Lowry back to Kent Johnson. Knocked off his stick and brought up by Pia Suter. In comes Suter shorthanded. 2-on-1 with Malgin. Suter in, shoots. Thompson got a toe on that. 3 great shorthanded chances so far for Switzerland on this Canadian power play that has 3.5 minutes to go. In comes Barzal, 1-on-3. That's knocked away by Kukan. And now it's dug free by Anderson. Back to Shabbat, and Canada gets it set up. Anderson reaching for it. Back across to Barzal. Johnson loose on the other side of the ice. Shabbat swings it back to Barzal. Matt Barzal works it down low to Anderson. Anderson centers it. That was blocked by Siegenthaler. Siegenthaler racing to it. The loose puck picked up by Barzal. Back to Shabbat. Cross he goes to Johnson. Kent Johnson back to Shabbat. Looks across. One-time drive by Barzal. That was blocked. Johnson back in front. And Waugh turned away by the glove of Leonardo Ginoni. 2:41 to go on the power play. We're back after this. Difference between international rules and the NHL. Normally in the NHL you would not go to a commercial timeout during a power play, but in the international game for a 5-minute major they do. So a little bit of a break for Canada to get the top power play back out.
And they got to settle down, get their system together, recognize that Switzerland will attack while shorthanded, and be ready for that.
Dubois swings it back to Cousins. Dylan Cousins trying to slide it ahead, blocked by Ambuhl. And Ambuhl away with Hischier shorthanded. Fires that back down the Canadian zone. Hischier goes off on a change as Severson goes back to pick it up. Rink wide pass for Pierre-Luc Dubois. Dubois slides it across to Panthers, and that's taken away by Ambuhl and back out.
Got to take it deeper in the zone.
Waugh hit to Dubois for Cousins. And Dylan Cousins plays that back for Severson, being closely watched by Suter. Dubois shovels it back across. A centering pass for Waugh, taps it back in. That's knocked out by Geiser. Cousins back with it for Severson. Severson shoots. That got through up the other side. Dubois reaching for it. Pull back in front. Cousins a chance. And Ginoni got a shoulder on that. 1:45 to go on the Canadian power play. And it's sent back down. Severson hustles back, being watched there by Mulligan. Pokes it ahead to Johnson. Kent Johnson across to Barzal. Barzal for Anderson busting in. Josh Anderson with it now. Slides that back to Shabbat. Cross he goes to Barzal. At Barzal to Shabbat, the captain. Back for Johnson, works in and shoots short side. Ginoni save, rebound, Anderson digging for it. The puck's still loose. Ginoni down, it's under him. And he hangs on, and right away Turkov comes in. And has a word with Lowry. And Ginoni once again appears to be a bit shaken in the Swiss crease.
He's got a lot of traffic around him as Kent Johnson releases the first puck, and Anderson trying to sweep 5-hole. Can't quite find it, but sticks colliding with Ginoni's head. There's a good chance on the weak side. And then this great save coming across the other way on Dylan Cousins, fresh off his hat trick. Misses a pretty good opportunity. Ginoni just a piece of it.
3 shots so far for Canada on this 5-minute power play. And now sent down the ice by Sherbet. And it bumped into
the bench.
Yeah. 1:11 to go on the power play, and the face-off back down to the Swiss zone. And this raucous Swiss crowd, the best part of this year's championship, this. Fans back in the building.
Whether they're cheering for you or against you, it's great to play.
Here's Shabbat back with it. Off the face-off win by Barzal. Kukan plays it back around. It's knocked down by Johnson. Minutes to go in this power play. Kukan with time. Plays it ahead. Great keep in by Shabbat. To Barzal. Back to Shabbat. Shoots. That deflects wide. Johnson back with it. Kent Johnson. Spins away from Suter. Drops it back to Shabbat. Across he goes to Barzal. at Barzell. Down to Anderson, a quick shot that was blocked in front by Kukan. Johnson ducked that free for Anderson. And now a race to it. Kukan gets there. He's got Shervay steaming ahead. And Kukan fires it back down to the Canadian zone. Inside 30 seconds to go in this power play. Shabbat up to Barzell. Lifts it back down to the Swiss zone. Batherson goes after it. Scooped up and set down the ice by Christoph Berchik. Severson in for Waugh. Batherson, a rolling puck, it bounced away from him. Turcoff on it. Final second now of this power play. Severson back for Batherson. Dubois, quick shot, goes off the crossbar. And now sent down the ice. Meier steps back on. 4 shots for Canada. That power play remains scoreless here in the period. Berchik back to Geiser to Glauser, his shot that deflected wide. And don't forget the Swiss had 3 good short-handed looks in that Canadian power play. Shabbat bumped in the corner by Meier. Geiser shoots, Thompson save, rebound, loose in front, they score! Hischier taps it in and Thompson's arguing that he had it. And meantime, Meier and Severson are jawing. And there's going to be a penalty now to Damon Severson.
And Dubois coming in late.
So
Wow.
2 things here.
I think they're going to review, did Hischier stick his blade into Thompson's pad and spin him, or was he getting the loose puck at the same time? And then the penalties after the fact. See, that to me is a bit of, I call it the harpoon, when you shove the goalie's pads without touching the puck. We had a good look at it here. If you're hitting the puck, it's okay. See, he's not got the puck there. He's just hitting the pads. He's spinning the goalie without touching the puck.
So Canada can challenge that.
As they should. And it's a fine line, but if his stick is on the puck board, you can push as hard as you want.
High stick is the penalty to Dubois.
Yeah, that's fair. Came in late and got Meier.
And now, Linus Olin over to talk to Claude Julien.
The danger is, if you challenge
and you miss,
it's a 5-on-3 with Dubois already in the box.
Right.
It's a very different situation. Yeah, he drove, and here's the scramble after this. Obviously has to do with Meier's hit on White Cloud. I would challenge this.
And Canada is going to challenge.
Canada challenge the whole situation.
So they're challenging for goalie interference. Boy, this is a risk.
It's a massive decision.
You could be down 1-0 and be short 2 men.
For a full 2 minutes. But I think if I'm calling this one, because Hischier wasn't on the puck when he hit Thompson, his stick goes into the pads of Thompson without touching the puck. Spins it loose, then finds the puck. That's the difference. We'll see.
Boy, lots of drama here in the opening moments. We're anticipating this game since the start of the tournament, and it's lived up to the hype.
We're not even 10 minutes in.
All right, so the call has been made by Olin and Heikkinen. And here's Lassi Heikkinen.
We can determine that there is a goalkeeper interference and we have no goal.
It wasn't that hard of a call.
No.
When you see the stick into Thompson's pad.
All right,
So just a 2-minute power play for Dubois. Rough high stick on Meier after the whistle.
that was when Severson was involved with Meier at the side of the goal, and Dubois came in late. So the Hischier goal waved off. And now Wine for the face-off against Hischier wins it back. Cook got a shot, goes off the leg of Lowry. Canada's allowed 4 power play goals and 18 opposition attempts. Swiss power plays 4 for 13. Now brought out by Corvi. Swiss have had a couple of close calls so far in this tournament as Hischier swings that back. Herzog back in the corner for Hischier, trying to find Kurashev, goes back to Enzo Corvi instead. And Nico Hischier, the captain in New Jersey and the captain here, had it poked away by Mercer. Kuka in for Corvi. Banks that back. Kuka. That pass picked up, chipped ahead by Mercer. And Cole Sillinger couldn't quite reach it. Left back by Kuka. For Janis Moser, had a good first year with the Arizona Coyotes.
All these penalties for Switzerland. We haven't seen Dennis Mulligan on the ice hardly at all. Second in tournament scoring.
And Mulligan winds his way and takes the return pass, spins away from Sanheim. Moser back across to Meier. Timo Meier. That's in the feet of Simeon, and Sanheim sends it back down. 40 seconds to go in the Swiss power play. It's been an unsettled game so far, hasn't it?
Lots of emotion from before puck drop.
Moser comes winding in. Poke check there by Sanheim. Moser plays it back around to Simeon. Takes a bump there from Sillinger. Cole Sillinger to the line, not out. Meier back across to Mulligan. Takes a return pass from Moser. Dennis Mulligan back across to Meier. Shovels that back. Now Meier tees it up and shoots. That was blocked by Whitecloud. Meier. Mulligan. Moser fires. Thompson save. Loose puck in front. Whitecloud was spilled. In the corner it goes for Suter. Back he goes to Moser. Dubois steps back on. One shot in that power play. That shot blocked in front. Sillinger ahead to Cousins, who bats it back out to center ice. Timo Meier drops the puck back. And Dominic Igley has it. Lead pass to Christoph Berchi. And Berchi stymied on that rush as the puck goes into the Canadian bench. No score, but lots going on here in Helsinki.
Helsinki, look at this handsome Canada fan that I found here. What's your name, sir? And how old are you? 8. And you play hockey yourself?
Yeah.
All right. How long have you played hockey for?
Since I was 2.
Since you were 2. Wow. So we will probably see you in about 10 years playing for Team Canada in the World Championship tournament, right?
Maybe.
I think so. Let's give a warm round of applause for the future star over here. Come on! Yes!
Packed house here in Helsinki on this Saturday afternoon. Coming up on 5 p.m. local time. Canada had a 5-minute power play. Swiss have had one. Still no score here in the first period. 4 of the last 7 meetings have gone past regulation between these two at the World Championship. Pile on that, a shootout at the Olympics in 2010. Here's Kent Johnson with it. Moves around Siegenthaler. Scores! Kent Johnson, just like that, from a sharp angle, gives Canada the lead.
That is a goal scorer's goal. From behind the goal line, Kent Johnson goes with a bank shot. Nice clean breakout all the way up the ice. A little give and go with Batherson. Drives it wide, and that's on purpose. You're looking for the back of the knee. A little crook in the pad, and if the knee's not sealed up against the post, there it is. That is well done.
So Ken Johnson gets his third round of the tournament. He's the 4th player in IIHF history to score a goal in the World Junior, the World Championship, and the Olympics in the same year. He joins Saku Koivu and Billy Malkin and Eli Tolvanen in that exclusive club. What a year he's had. Now Dubois centers it. That was knocked away from Cousins by Geiser. Tobias Geiser back for Ambuhl. Now pass back ahead for Herzog, knocked down by Whitecloud. Quickly ahead for Cousins. Puck was at his feet and Ambuhl knocks it away. Glauser knocks it back down to the Canadian zone. Whitecloud moves away from Heischer and finds Lowry. One of 4 Winnipeg Jets to score in this tournament. Anderson steps into Kurashev. Back at the point is Fora. Banks it off the back of the goal. Kurashev plays it back around, a chance in front for Meier. That's stopped by Thompson. Now Fora, chance, scores! Michael Fora rips it home, and the game is tied at 1. The former Kamloops Blazer scores against Canada.
It's a good shot by Fora. Canada gets in trouble on the initial entry back in their own end. Josh Anderson plays wing usually, and he's down low, and him and Adam Lowry never quite sorted out. So it's a shot, rebound, and Thompson doesn't see it at all until it has passed him. And just like that, it's a tie game.
Fora had a great short-handed chance during the Canadian 5-minute power play. And now strikes there. He had 5 goals in 39 games here in the Swiss League. Wasn't exactly a dynamic offensive force, but he has been in this tournament. And now Malkin with a step on Matheson moves in, but the play's offside as Suter was a half step ahead. And it's called at the Canadian line. The Swiss are fast.
They are. And I think Canada needs to recognize they just can't outskate their mistakes. If they get the pucks in the wrong spots, if they get caught in the wrong position, that is a really crisp release. That hits something on the way in. That hit Thomas Chabot's knee as well to ramp up underneath the bar. And Timo Meier picks up an assist as he was allowed to stay in the game after his 5-minute boarding penalty.
Johnson trying to poke that in. It's knocked down by Malkin. Quickly counterattacks. And drops that back to Siegenthaler. Long shooting, gloved by Thompson, leaves it there for Severson. Pass through the middle of Barzal. And Matt Barzal's pass goes off Suter, picked up by Kukat. Batherson got a skate on that. And Malkin comes back the other way. Bouncing puck in center ice was played with a high stick by Malkin, but Barzal's got it back. Matt Barzal for Drake Batherson. In, shoots, and Noni makes the save up high. Malkin spilled and a penalty coming to Canada. And this raucous Swiss crowd rather reacts to every infraction. A tripping call will come to Canada with 6:17 to go in the first period. Drake Batherson goes off.
Offensive zone.
Team Canada.
Drake Batherson right there sticks his leg out as Malkin's heading to the corner. Accidentally on purpose. Absolutely. And the Swiss, who just finished a power play without scoring, go right back to work, having just tied the game.
Swiss had 1 shot on their first power play. And Meier's going to be in the middle of things all day today. Already has
Central
been.
figure for sure.
Waugh for the face-off, and look out, that's one back by Suter hard, all the way back to his own zone. And Suter barking at the linesman on his way up the ice. Waugh fell. Now Moser drops that back to Malkin. Dennis Malkin, marks of 4 seasons in the NHL with Florida and Toronto. That's poked away by Lowry. Short-handed chance. Gets in behind Moser. Adam Lowry in, scores! not have been on purpose.
It was
but it's
not.
a short-handed goal for Canada to take a 2-1 lead.
Wow. What a first period. Adam Lowry, active stick in his own end. Turns it over on a terrible pass. Back to Moser, and this is the no move, good move. Kucherov proves.
Nikita Kucherov's.
He does it accidentally. Kucherov does it on purpose. Trying to pull it backhand, misses the puck. Giannone reading the stick, thinking he's going backhand as well, and
that's goals.
Slides in through the 5-hole.
That's goals in 3 consecutive games now for Lowry. Canada has retaken the lead with a short-handed goal and second of the tournament. Noah Gregor also has one. Second short-handed goal allowed by the Swiss, and there have now been more short-handed goals already in this tournament than there were all of last year. Big hit in the corner on Kurashev by Sanheim. And now a chance in front. Oh, alone, and a great chance there for Herzog, turned away by Thompson. Here's Fabrice Herzog back with it to Kurashev. He was all by himself in front of Logan Thompson. Corby slides that back to Kukan. Back to Corby. Kukan back across, and a hard shot by Kurashev, stopped by Thompson. Bouncing puck picked up by Herzog. Looks back in the corner for Kurashev. Chicago Blackhawks prospect taps that back, and Kurashev walks out of the corner, feeds that down to Hischier. Hischier centers it and just missed the stick of Corby. 30 seconds to go in the Swiss power play. Corby. Enzo Corby down to Kurashev. Herzog trying to find some space in front. Corby tied up by Whitecloud. That pass almost intercepted by Sillinger. And now Kukan moves around Dawson Mercer, walks in, holds, shoots, scores! Dean Kukan, and the game is tied at 2.
Kukan taking advantage of the over-aggressive Canada penalty kill. A couple near misses here, and he just outweights Whitecloud, and Thompson as well gets caught cheating. Short side from a tight angle. Tremendous patience from Kukan. Dances Mercer, fakes out Whitecloud, and even the goaltender. Everyone kept looking for him to pass. He kept going, okay, I guess I'll shoot it myself. And this entire period has felt unsettled. And the goaltenders are reflecting that. They've not been clean either.
Eric O'Dell takes the face-off for Canada, veteran of the last 2 Olympic Games for the Canadians. He draws in with Noah Gregor out, and now Morgan Geekie back with it. Fourth lineup for Canada, Holden across to Shabbat, shoots! That was blocked in front by Moser. Turcotte back with it. For Christoph Berchi, that pass missed. Holden goes back. Icing was waved off as Maxime Comtois has it back. Rink wide to Holden. 4 to go here in the first period. Comtois, bumped there by Fora. Geekie pokes at it, and now Comtois comes in on Fora. Max Comtois, back to Travis Sanheim. Wrists it back in deep to Comtois. Centers it, up by everyone. Chervet back with it for Switzerland. Banks it to center ice. Sanheim flipped that across to Shabbat. Up ahead to Geekie. In comes Morgan Geekie to Dubois, who chipped that wide. And again to the top line on the ice now as Geekie heads off, and Nicholas Waugh jumps over the boards. In comes Malgin, spins and falls, taken down by Severson. Malgin, bumped again by Severson. And Nicholas Waugh, the biggest goal of the Knights, has it back. Flips that ahead as in goes Dubois and Siegenthaler. They collide hard in the corner. Nicholas Waugh back with it. Rings it around to Shabbat. Thomas Shabbat lays that ahead for Cousins. 3 to go in the first period. Dylan Cousins in, shoots. He rips it that wide. Severson leaves it there. Shabbat shoots. That floated just wide as well. Cousins back to Severson. Hard pass across to Lowry just off the bench. Sends it back in front. That missed Cousins. Shabbat back with it. Thomas Shabbat slides it down to Lowry, one of the Canadian goal scorers. He finds Cousins. End of a long shift for Cousins and Waugh. And now Lowry centers it. And Cousins couldn't quite get a stick on that. Loose behind the goal is Waugh. Battles two Swiss players. Lowry comes in to help out. And now Sillinger comes flying off the bench. The Canadian change is completed. Severson held the line against Suter. Lowry slides back across the top. Adam Lowry looks back for Severson. Severson goes rink wide for the captain, Thomas Chabot. He goes back to Severson, long time in the offensive zone here. Anderson shoots from a sharp angle. Giannone save. Sillinger back on it. Sillinger drops that back. Barzal off the bench holds it. And in comes Matt Barzal. Barzal walks in, goes between the legs and back in the corner. Barzal walks into the slot. Moves around Suter and shoots. Giannone the save. We don't hang on to that. 3 full lines got into that offensive zone activity. Still 2-2 here in the first. Back here at the ice hall in Helsinki on a Saturday afternoon, moving into Saturday evening, a 2-2 tie between two undefeated teams, Canada and Switzerland.
Lots to digest. This game hasn't even settled down yet. It has just been frantic from the get-go. See if we get a run of 5-on-5 play into the second period. You've kind of seen which team do well. Switzerland very fast getting up and down the ice. Canada very hard to defend on the cycle.
Now back at the point. Batherson a shot. Giannone the save on that. Kent Johnson back with it. And now knocked loose by Barzal. These are the only two teams who have gained maximum points so far. 4 regulation wins in 4 games. Now a bouncing puck to Meier. Works in. That pass was blocked by Sanheim. Centering pass. And Thompson a great save there on Hischier. Johnson handles that rolling puck, and Kent Johnson winds his way through center ice. Barzal works that free for Batherson, a rolling puck. Drake Batherson in, shoots, scores! Drake Batherson settles it down and fires it home. 3-2, Canada leads.
Switzerland trying to check to see if this is onside, as Barzal made the keep just on the blue line, and that's what they're looking at right now. A chance wide open in front again. Broken coverage for Canada, not going to get it done. Here is the attempted clear. Now that's Hischier bringing it in anyways. And I think Batherson fooled him because he didn't settle it down. Actually rolling puck, able to throw it quickly. He's trying to, but eventually does not. Bit of geyser stick as well. Back and forth we go.
So Drake Batherson's got his second. He scored against Kazakhstan. He's got goals in back-to-back games.
Drake Batherson.
Now, Geekie back out to the 4th line, gets a shift here as Geekie sends it back in. Knocked down by Chabot. Centers it. That's knocked down by Corby. Up ahead for Herzog. Fabrice Herzog. Belted there by Comtois. He came through, and now Corby back with it. White Cloud stepped into him carefully. Ambuhl leaves that in the corner. Chabot poked it back in front for Mercer. And now Comtois lifts it high in the air. Bouncing puck. Moser careful with it. And steps up from behind the Swiss goal. Hammered down by Francois. And now Ambuhl drops it back to Herzog. In, shoot, that deflected down, and Thompson takes care of that.
Oh, Francois. How about that forecheck by 44? Chatter from the benches is picking up as well. And Batherson just jumps on the loose puck. He's a shooter by nature. He doesn't try to overpass it. He's looking to score goals. And Giannoni hasn't been solid in this first period. He took a little glance down to the backup after that third goal and thought,
Now off the draw, Suter plays it back, and a chance for Siegenthaler scores! 8 seconds left in the first period, and the Swiss have tied it again.
oh my goodness. That's with 2 centermen out there late in the period, Dubois and Lowry, to make sure they're solid in the faceoff circle. Nick Waugh got caught poaching. He's trying to jump in and help on the loss, but that's not his man. His man is Siegenthaler. He's got to hold his position and trust that Lowry will jump out there to take the guy walking across the top. And an awkward slide by Thompson opens up 5-hole for Siegenthaler.
Siegenthaler of the New Jersey Devils. His 4th NHL season. Now fired down by Turkov up the other side, and a wild first period comes to an end. 6 goals, a 5-minute power play, a disallowed goal, and a 3-3 tie between the 2 4-0 teams at this World Hockey Championship. Our first intermission is coming up.
The score after the first period, Team Canada 3, Team Switzerland 3. Tilanne ensimmäisen erän jälkeen Kanada 3, Sveitsi 3. Shots on goal in the first period, Team Switzerland 13, Team Canada 12. Laukaukset maalia kohti ensimmäisessä erässä Sveitsi 13, Kanada 12. In Tampere, the score between Team Austria and Team Finland is 0-1. Tampereella tilanneottelussa Itävalta-Suomi on 0-1.
After review of the play, we have a 5 without a game major.
Team Canada challenge the goal situation. There is a goalkeeper interference and we have no goal. No goal.
Toista 43.
Away team home first. You go? Me? Yeah. Go! Easy, easy boys. Okay, Ken? Good.
If you think it's a goalkeeper interference, challenge it.
So you guys calling it a goal? Yep. Okay, well I'm challenging goalie interference. Goalie interference, okay.
After video review, we can determine that there is a goalkeeper interference and we have no goal. To me, it looked like he placed a loose puck. Good, good, 5! That's good! Loose! Good, good! Play the puck! Loose!
Buddy, both of you with this no stick! Hey buddy, I know he's doing exactly the same, but just use your body. Both of you are strong guys.
have no goal.
The score after one period. Canada took the lead 3 separate times. The Swiss came back within 90 seconds each time to tie it. Thomas Chabot played nearly half the period, 9:40 for Canada. On his 27th birthday, Ryan Graves had 5 shifts, less than 3 minutes of ice time, was +3.
It's efficient when you get older.
It was a 5-minute major to Timo Meier. A little bit of everything here so far. And what does the second period have in store for us? Reese Herzog. Flies it on a disallowed goal as well, the Nico Hischier. As Nicholas Waugh plays out ahead for Canada. Waugh played nearly 8 minutes in that first period as well with the extended power play time. Now Severson knocks it down. Damon Severson. He was the hero against Switzerland the last time these teams met in the quarterfinal in 2019. With a tying goal with a second left. Siegenthaler plays at the center ice. It bounced away from Ambuhl. And back goes Sanheim, icing called against the Swiss.
You put yourself in each dressing room between periods, and I imagine both coaches were just, boys, calm down. Take a breath. Remember what we're doing, how we want to play. Yes, emotion, physicality, but under control. That first period was a little bit out of control for the coaches.
Lowry wins that face-off back. Josh Anderson pokes at it, picked up by Ambuhl. Away with Fabrice Herzog. Ambuhl playing his 120th World Championship game to break the all-time record held by Udo Kiesling of Germany. Now Anderson lost the puck to Hischier. Gets crunched there by Whitecloud, who was on the receiving end of the Timo Meier hit early in the first period. And Thomas Chabot steps out. Chabot gains center ice and rings that down to the Swiss zone. Giannoni had that bounce away from him. Now Whitecloud plays it back in the corner. Moser back across to Fora. He's bumped off the puck by Lowry. Lowry centers it, bouncing puck. Anderson going to stick on that, and Giannoni made the save. Now Lowry battling with Fora in the corner. Picked up by Sillinger. Sillinger in a backhand shot that goes wide. And they're picking up right where they left off from that first period. Fora being watched by Barzal. Banks at the center ice, knocked down by Chabot. Chabot had to wait for Barzal to get back on side. And now picked up by Hischier, but taken away by Barzal. Quickly ahead to Kent Johnson. Johnson works his way in, and Johnson banks it back around. Nick Holden. Back to Barzal. Dances around Simeon. Barzal drops it back. Johnson, a shot that goes wide. Holden back with it. Down to Batherson. He's tied up by Fora. Malgin took it high in the air, knocked down by Barzal, who kept it on the line. What a move by Barzal. Winding in with Batherson. He drops it back, and a shot taken by Graves. Save made by Giannoni. What a play by Matt Barzal to keep that in the Swiss zone. Here they come again. Batherson drops. Barzal winds in. Matt Barzal threads through the traffic. Backhands that towards the goal and hit the skate of Kent Johnson. And away comes Tristan Chervet. Rink wide he goes for Simeon. Fired back down to the Canadian zone, and Thompson out for Holden. Out to center ice, Comtois. Rink wide pass for Graves. Up ahead to Dawson Mercer, a native of Newfoundland. Now it's picked up by Toby Geiser. Ahead for Tristan Chervet through the middle. Glauser drops it back, and that shot by Berchi deflected wide. Glauser, the defenseman, in deep. Plays it back down to Christoph Berchi. Loose in the corner. Berchi was felled. Slow to get to his feet as Canada breaks it out. Sanheim jumps in along with Geekie. Geekie works it. Holds. Drops it back. Severson in. He bobbled it for a moment. Shoots. Hit a skate and bounced wide.
Got to handle that clean. What a good look.
Geekie back for Sanheim. Turkov steps into him, and Turkov poked it up for Herzog. Severson, the lone man back. Swisser changing as Herzog moves in. Dumps that back in the corner. Held off by Severson. Back around the other side. Ambuhl on Sanheim. Sanheim poked that ahead. And Dubois to Comtois. Swings that rink wide. Picked up by Waugh. Walking in. Shoots. And Nicholas Waugh fired that wide. Now Whitecloud to an open wing. Comtois has to hustle back. And Max Comtois flips that to Nicholas Waugh. Canada wants a change again as Waugh sends it in deep. Now they completed as Cousins comes on. Siegenthaler, who has one of the Swiss goals. Up ahead for Corby. And that pass broken up by Dubois. Here, Luc Dubois winds his way through, snaps that pass ahead for Anderson. That's knocked away by Giannoni. Cousins back on it. Cousins battles in the corner for it. Meier squeezed that by Chabot, and Meier took a hard bump there from Dubois. Meier's had a target in his back ever since that hit on Whitecloud.
Yep, and he knows it.
Chabot, long lead pass for Josh Anderson with Canada changing. Anderson winds his way in. Anderson goes right through Kurashev, and a penalty coming to Canada. Kurashev down. He got clipped with a high stick.
Yep.
And they'll take a look to see if it's 2 or 4.
Anderson sliding out of the check. Swung his stick back and got Kurashev right in the face. Get a good look at it here. Accidental, but clearly clips him up under the chin. He'll head to the box.
77, 2 minutes high stick.
It's a 2-minute penalty as Kurashev goes off. So the Swiss back to the power play here.
With as much action as we've had, Gord, in this game, makes me wonder about the lack of gap between the benches as the guys are right on top of each other. And
Shabbat and Siegenthaler right now
they can touch each other.
They're a meter apart.
And I've seen some comments going back and forth. Khrushchev walking down the tunnel, getting chirped by Canada, you name it. So
Swiss are over 2 on the power play. Canada has scored a short-handed goal. That's sent down by Graves. Meier back around to Moser. 4 different players have scored Switzerland's power play goals as Simeon moves in. He was poke checked by Graves. Graves falls. Back at the point is Meier. Timo Meier, 35 goals this year for San Jose. Takes a return pass from Suter, back to Moser. Crossing goes to Mulligan. Dennis Mulligan, back to Moser. They play pitch and catch as Mulligan goes rink wide to Meier. Back to Moser across the top. Meier shoots. That deflected high as Graves got in the way. Mercer was trying to leave the zone. Now Suter goes back to Simeon for Moser. Dennis Mulligan shovels that back for Moser, being watched there by Mercer, and that shot by Meier was blocked again by Graves. Remember, he took one off the knee against Kazakhstan, so Graves still on the limp a bit from that. And now fired down the ice by Sillinger. Inside a minute to go in the Swiss power play. Swiss thought they had the lead, but a goal by Nico Hischier was disallowed for goalie interference. And here's Hischier with it now. Hischier drops it off for Corby. Enzo Corby moves in. Whitecloud goes back. And now wristed back out by Whitecloud, but not out. Held by Hischier. Shoots, scores! Nico Hischier, power play goal, and Switzerland leads.
Canada's had a hard time getting clears. They do a good job winning a battle, getting to a player on his forehand. It's Whitecloud. Gotta find a way to get that one out. He does it. It's a good keep. And then Logan Thompson cannot get beat short side like that. Again, second time in this game. Kukan got him as well. That's a good shot, but a shot that must be saved. Thompson beat upstairs. Switzerland has their first lead of the game.
Claude Julien had a long conversation with assistant coaches DJ Smith and Andre Tourigny on the Canadian bench.
Team Switzerland, 4th goal on power play, scored by 13. Nico Hischier.
Switzerland leads for the first time on the power play goal by Hischier.
By 14.
His 3rd goal of this World Championship.
26-13.
Higley up ahead to Christophe Perchi. Lays that down in the Canadian zone. And Shabbat goes back for it. Shabbat bounces that back to center right. Shabbat got spun around there by Perchi. In comes Turkov, centers it. That was blocked by Holden. And back comes Barzal the other way along with Batherson. At Barzal. Works here with Johnson and Batherson. Barzal swings it down to Batherson. Back around to Shabbat. Thomas Shabbat. Barzal. And now flipped up and out by Corby. Severson back around to Shabbat. The building packed with Swiss fans. As Geiser goes back for it, being watched by Waugh. Lead pass to Andres Ambuhl. Goes off the leg of Severson. And now Sanheim to Severson, up ahead to Cousins. And Dylan Cousins works his way in. Cousins moves back in front. And Giannoni makes the stop. The puck is loose at the side of the goal. Wall pulls it free. Sanheim shoots. That is Giannoni.
10 players basically inside the crease.
And now Sanheim works it back in. Dubois goes in hard on Hischier. Waugh tries to poke it free. This top line going to work for Canada. Dubois kicks at it, and it's picked out by Meier. High off the glass and down the ice. Holden goes back, and icing called against the Swiss.
Talk about getting back to the house. As Dylan Cousins does a good job driving the net, and then poking the puck loose. I'm surprised the whistle didn't blow, but never was quite clear. To look at Sanheim at the hash marks, and Giannone without a stick able to come out and make the save.
There's an issue with the ice in the Swiss zone. When Corby cleared the puck out, he pointed to that spot on the ice and drew it to the attention of the official.
A little divot there, you see the ice chunk. So we'll have to get the ice crew whenever they're ready to come on out. Get the ice bucket, some slush.
The ice has held up pretty well so far, according to the players. 3 games in here today.
The referees want more than just the patchwork stuff, but the crowd right now is
electric,
having some fun. So it's been an eventful game. This hit from behind Timo Meier was a major, but not a misconduct. We had a goal disallowed by Nico Hischier. We had a goal from below the goal line as Canada kept crawling back in front. Michael Ford, defensive defenseman, scored a nice goal. Adam Lowry, no move, good move on a short-handed breakaway. It has not been a defensive or goaltending clinic by any stretch. But on either side, it is 4-3, and we are not even halfway through the game. And I don't know if either team would be happy with how they played up to this point.
Now this is a zone for a TV timeout. They didn't go to it because of the icing call against Switzerland, but
probably should have.
The fire extinguisher out.
That solidifies the ice faster when you blow the fire extinguisher on the slush. That's what I've been told. And we got the wave going.
This really is a festival of the game, especially on the weekends when the fans arrive from all over Europe. The streets were packed with Swiss, German, Danish, Slovak fans. All right, so that's fixed. And the next stoppage, they'll come out and scrape the ice. Hischier wins that face-off away from Lowry. Geiser plays it around, and Meier chips it back out. Simeon trying to move that ahead. He had Glauser jumping in. And now Glauser works in. Long shot, bounces wide of the goal. Holden back with it. Geiser shoots, that floats wide. Malgin. Dennis Malgin spins back. Malgin has a look and shoots, that deflected wide. Now Simeon has to range back as Kukan pumps it back in. And that skipped off the boards, up and out of play. 11-12 to go here in the second period. Switzerland, a 4-3 lead on Canada.
All right, it is time to show your best dance moves. It is referee dance cam time. And we have a handsome Italian here. He's going to show us how to do it. Come on, let's do it.
Referee dance moves. Time out. Slashing. Spearing. High sticking. Go.
You got the moves. Come on, follow the referee.
Faster.
Yes, you got it.
dressed like flight attendants. It's a hockey tournament. It's a costume party. It's a beer garden.
It's a celebration.
We're right in the middle of it.
It's great. It's so good.
Face off in the Canadian zone. Mercer against Corby. And Corby wins that back to Kuka. White Cloud plays it around. Bouncing puck moved right in front. And now Comtois chips it there for Chabot. Lead pass for Geekie. Morgan Geekie threw it across out of the reach of Mercer. Kuka, look out, that rocketed into the Swiss bench and hit the trainer behind the bench.
Coming in hot.
And Patrick Fisher goes in and check on him. He's got the stopwatch for the shift lengths. He protected the stopwatch. Took one for the squad there.
Got to be tough to hang on the bench all these years.
Face-off will be at center ice. In Tampere, Finland a 2-0 lead on Austria. Austrians have been a tough out so far in this tournament. They and France were added when Russia and Belarus were barred from competing. Here's Geekie back with it. 3-on-2 for Canada. They hurry. Comtois falls, though. And Corby knocks it away for Herzog. In comes Herzog with Ambuhl. Shoots! Thompson knocked that away. Back at the point is Siegenthaler. Cross he goes to Kukan. Back at the point, Berchi, long shot, gloved by Thompson.
That was a little more solid. Thompson fighting the puck in this game. Innocent looking wrister, he kind of paws at it, drops it. Almost was deliberate. Here's the first one, he kind of leaves lying around the crease. That's not good. The second one, you can see him watch it right into the catcher. Making sure he got a good squeeze on it.
Thompson in his international debut for Canada, one of 10 players who has not played for Canada at a senior level IIHF tournament. Now face-off controlled. Suter with a shot that deflects off a skate in the corner to Malkin. Malkin. Back around, hold it on it for Canada. Bounces back to center ice. Fora for Suter. He is Suter, the Detroit Red Wings. Back across to Fora. And now Fora gains center ice, walks right in. Fora drops it across to Malgin. Malgin. That flush in the corner by Holden. Behind the goal is Graves. Graves taken in hard. Now it bumps back around to Fora. Lines it back down to Malgin. Picked off now by Graves on his backhand. He's got to spin back. Now Graves has some time. Snaps that pass ahead. Johnson chips it in. Johnson has a goal for Canada in this game. As Suter winds it ahead for Berchi. Turkov sends it back in. By the way, we mentioned that Johnson has scored in the World Junior, World Championship, and Olympics this year. Even though the World Junior was canceled, the scoring stats still count. So
they can't take it away even if he does not play in August.
Connor Bedard's 4-goal game still counts. And that'll be played in August in Edmonton. Chervais with it drops it back. There's Iglia's shot that got through, and Thompson made the stop. Now back to center ice. It bounced away from Cousins. As Glauser goes back, Cousins steps into him. Cousins lost his stick. Now Dubois. He was hit in the corner by Glauser. Glauser got the worst of that. He's down. And play is called as the puck moves up the ice. There was no penalty indicated on the play. And
Dubois did get his elbow up on the collision.
8:47 to go here in the second period. 4-3, Switzerland leads.
Is there anyone here in Helsinki who's cheering for Switzerland? Come on, Elmer! Make some noise!
Long conversation during that break about the collision between Pierre-Luc Dubois and Andrea Glauser, the Swiss defenseman, and Patrick Fisher wants an explanation from referee Linus Olin.
Glauser was skating into the hit, skated into Dubois' elbow as Dubois is trying to slide by. You see Glauser's face take the jolt. I don't think you can call a penalty there, but this game's getting testy though. Glauser shaken up, skates past the Canada bench. Lots of commentary about get up. Stop lying on the ice every time you get bumped into someone. He heads down to the tunnel, but he's also walking right back out to the bench as we speak. So, no love lost between these two teams right now.
And Fisher continued to argue his case, so it remains 5-on-5 here. 8:47 to go in the second period. Hischier's goal, the only one in this period so far after 6 in the first. Chabot back across to Whitecloud. Out to Nicolas Waugh. Plays it back in. Cousins goes after it. At the line, Chabot holds. That pass picked up by Hischier, and Chabot gathers it back up. In comes Dubois. Drops it up to Cousins. Dylan Cousins centers it. Dubois feeds it back across, and Waugh couldn't reach that. Hischier got to stick on him. And now Nico Hischier through center ice. Waugh careful not to hook him as it's played back in. And chopped at by Damian Riat, getting his first shot.
Rare appearance.
We've not seen him. They're going to shift the first period. There's a good chance. Thompson turns away. Malgin, Moser shoots. Turning around to Simeon. That shot was blocked by Chabot. That took a bite out of his ankle. 7:45 to go here in the second period. Bouncing puck goes down to Thompson, who gloved that. As Suter was bearing in on him.
And Nico Hischier on the back check. Working to come back all the way, and Nicolas Waugh. That's good positioning. Low with leverage. Comes underneath the stick, not over top of it. A lot easier to be firm on your stick if you can get under as opposed to going over.
Adam Lowry in for the face-off, has a goal tonight. Lowry has 3 goals in the tournament. 1 even strength, 1 on the power play, 1 shorthanded.
This means he plays a lot.
Severson up ahead for Anderson. Got a piece of that as it goes back down to the Swiss zone. Fora goes back. Moser pokes at it, and Lowry blocked that clearing attempt. Now he puts it up in the air. Stays in the rink and back down to the Canadian zone. Severson. Back around to Sanheim, up for Anderson. And Fora swings back. Via Suter. And that pass disrupted by Lowry. And then a hit by Sillinger on Corby. Severson. Up ahead for Anderson. It skips back down to the Swiss zone, and Corby back to pick it up. And now the game is kind of settled in a bit as Herzog works in. Fabrice Herzog walks in, trying to feed it back across. That pass deflected away and picked up now by Barzal. Barzal has time as a delayed offside was indicated, and Barzal swings back. That pass broken up by Herzog. Now gloved down by Batherson. His shooting goes off a stick, up and out of play.
Yeah, you're right. Things have just settled down a little bit. Paul Julien can kind of see the structure in the game coming back. Chance that both ends have slowed down.
You saw Patrick Fisher talking to Tommy Albaline, longtime NHL defenseman who still lives in the Jersey area and is on a contract to the Swiss team. Works with them at the national championship and some tournaments. A long-time assistant here.
Be a good gig.
Yeah, great guy. He was a terrific stay-at-home defenseman who's still staying at home in Jersey. Knocked down by Batherson, trying to bat that ahead. He's in a battle there with Shervay. And now Batherson wins the puck. Batherson moves in, centers it. Johnson shoots. That goes off the stick of Geiser. And Johnson looks skyward as that goes up and out of play.
Good work by Batherson on the boards. keeping his feet moving to find Johnson. And Johnson's strength is his release just not quite quick enough. As Geiser is able to close that gap. That's one that Johnson thinks he should get for a good chance at goal every single time. He's got a nice release. All the different shots, he's got them.
Played for the Michigan Wolverines in the NCAA, played for Canada at the World Junior, played for Canada at the Olympics, played for the Columbus Blue Jackets, and has now played for Canada at the World Championship.
5 different teams, 1 year. Busy.
Kukan plays it back around. Here's Riyad on it. Riyad out there with Hischier and Meier. So Kurashev still out as Hischier, a backhand shot stopped by Thompson. And now it's center ice. Patterson knocked off the puck by Kukan. Siegenthaler up for Riyad. There's Lozano in the Swiss League. He's got North American ties there. A turnover that's knocked wide by Malgin. Bodies flying all over the place. Meier in, shoots. Thompson, a glove save, hangs on to that. For Graves, Switzerland leads. 5:31 to go in the second.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to the referee dance cam again. I got 2 gentlemen here. They're going to show us the dance.
Referee dance moves. Misconduct.
Faster, faster, keep up. Let's give a round of applause. Good job, guys. Thank you.
Wouldn't be the World Championship unless there was a car parked in the corner.
And unless that car was a Skoda.
That can't be a fun way to watch a game.
No, like, are they easy to see through?
I couldn't tell you firsthand. It
When
must
you
be.
wear yours, is it tough to see?
Not kind. I wear a Mike Johnson mask to games. Here's Shabbat with it.
And you're invisible.
Cousins tries to knock that ahead. Knocked away by Moser. Giannoni back around to Fora. And Moser plays it off the official, goes right to
the
one.
net.
That did appear to hit the meshing. And now Suter back with it. Lead pass was knocked down by Zach Whitecloud. Across he goes to Dubois. Whitecloud jumps it across the line. Whitecloud falls, but gets it back to Cousins. There's Chabot with a drive. A high drive that went wide. Moser crunched there by Cousins. Chabot steps up, wins that battle for the puck, then falls. And Chabot again keeps it alive. Third time to clear for Suter, and he gets it out. Chabot works in, slides it across. Lowry drops for Anderson. In comes Anderson. Fights off the check of Suter. Anderson crisscrossing here with Severson. Josh Anderson still with it. Drops it back to Cousins. To Chabot, winds and shoots. He hammered that just wide. That shot also just missed Josh Anderson at the side of the goal. Severson drops it back to Anderson. Swisser changing as Anderson lifts it back in, but too high. It goes over the glass and out of play.
Josh Anderson trying to get the big motor going. Excellent skater for a guy his size. And you're right, he almost got clipped behind the net on the one-timer from Chabot. Had a good tournament. Using his speed to create loose pucks and offensive opportunities.
Time over 20 goals, 19 goals this year. We're at 27 with Columbus. Played the 2014 World Junior for Canada. Now loose at the side of the goal. Centered, and Ambuhl couldn't reach that. This place would explode if Ambuhl scores. Playing in his 120th game. A lot of these Swiss fans have come here to celebrate him. As Barzal moves in, along with Batherson, rink-wide pass to Drake Batherson, skipped off his skate. 3:45 to go here in the period. Johnson jumps up. Kent Johnson spins it back down. Corby had it taken away by Barzell. Centering pass was blocked by Geiser. And now Batherson hustles back. He and Glauser collided. Picked up now by Sanheim. Travis Sanheim works it back and spins away from Corby. Drops it down to Johnson. He was bumped there by Corby, who shovels it back down the ice. Took a forward hop. Back goes Batherson. Icing waved off as he and Herzog collide in the corner. Turcotte centers it. That went off a stick. Then goes right to Comtois. Max Comtois, the lone returnee from last year's gold medal winning team. And now Siegenthaler. Head to Berchi. Mercer flips it. It was knocked down by Berchi. And Whitecloud brings it back for Canada. Lead pass for Comtois. At the line, Whitecloud plays it back into the high slot. Glove down by Berchi. Mercer with it. Drops that back. Chabot for Whitecloud. Back to Thomas Chabot. Shoots. Giannone the save. Rebound. Thrown back in front. And Odell couldn't connect. Now Mercer centers it. Bouncing puck. Popped on. Chance at the goal post. Back in the corner is Odell. Eric Odell centers it. That bounce away from everyone. Goes back at the point. Chabot keeps it alive. And Chabot winds it back across to Mercer. Moves it and shoots. That's off the stick of Kukan. Up and out of play.
Comtois just went through his own legs in traffic off the bar. Check out this reach from Max Comtois. Around the loose puck. Oh yeah, how you doing? So skilled, in tight. Only way he gets a stick on the puck is to create an angle. Oh man, beautiful.
That might have been the goal of the tournament, be connected there.
So close.
Now Dubois for the face-off against Hischier. Face-off, one back, but Sanheim can't hold the line. He had Riyad all over him, so we haven't seen Kurashev for a while here in the second period. As Waugh pokes it ahead. Dubois chips it down. Bora. Back at the line is Sanheim. In for Waugh. Nicholas Waugh. Back to Travis Sanheim. Plays it back in deep for Cousins. Picked out by Waugh. Back for Sanheim. Severson. Looks for the stick there of Cousins. That skipped away from him. Now Dylan Cousins back with it. Works it and shoots. Giannone the stop. Picked out by Waugh. Nicholas Waugh skated by the puck. Gathers it back up. Tired Swiss players on the ice now. Sanheim back for Severson. Lots of traffic in front. Severson winds it across for Sanheim. Moves it and shoots. That's blocked by Hischier. Hischier shovels it to the line and not out. Held by Sanheim. Up for Cousins. Here they come again. Drop for the trailer, Severson. Cross he goes. Dubois, hard shot. Giannone the save. And Moser knocks it back out. One Swiss player gets off. That's Riyad. As Meier plays it back in. Final minute now of the period. And Chabot has it back. Up for Dubois, who chips it out. Sillinger battles there with Malgin. And Glauser plays it across to Geiser. In comes Malgin. Taken away by Sillinger. He goes rink wide to Chabot leading the rush. Thomas Chabot moves in. Tied up by Suter. Sillinger comes in and at the line. It skipped away from Graves. Ryan Graves. Back across. Anderson waiting for it. And Josh Anderson plays it back around. Time winding down here in the second period. Canada trailing for a third time in a game. After giving up the first goals. Italy and Kazakhstan. Anderson drops it back. Sillinger is shot, and Giannone makes the stop.
Jousting all over the place. You got Lowry and Geiser. You got Sillinger and Corby. You even have Ambuhl and Chabot. As this game has lived up to its billing so far.
They're already underway in the third period.
Oh my
Tampa.
goodness.
That game started at the same time as this one.
25 minutes ahead of us.
We've had video reviews, 5-minute major, ice issues.
We're gonna check the clock here.
It did look like a couple of seconds ran off.
Yeah. Make sure they have enough for this offensive zone face-off. Chance for Canada to try to set something up.
And that's exactly what they're talking about.
Barzal out there with Dubois and Batherson.
Lassie Heikkinen, the referee, is over there checking it. So 6.9 seconds to put a
second on.
So it'll be Dubois for the face-off against Corby.
Chabot available for a one-timer on his offside.
So is Severson. Dubois wins it back to Severson. Spins and fires that back down. Dubois on it. Try to wraparound chance. And Corby backhands that out as time expires. And the goal by Nico Hischier, the only one in that second period, as the Swiss go to the dressing room with a 4-3 lead after 2. You're watching the 2022 World Hockey Championship. Our second intermission is coming up.
Sveitsi 4. Shots on goal in the second period. Team Switzerland 5, Team Canada 7. Laukaukset maalia kohti toisessa erässä. Sveitsi 5, Kanada 7. In Tampere, the score between Team Austria and Team Finland is in third period 0-2. Tampereella tilanneottelussa Itävalta-Suomi on kolmannessa erässä 0-2.
Paitsi kisakuumeen hoitaa. Koko Suomen lääkärikeskus. Pihlajalinna. 2022 jääkiekon MM-kisojen virallinen yhteistyökumppani. kestävään tekemiseen. Panostamme kestävyyteen ja tinkimättömään laatuun. Me yhdistämme ihmisiä, perheitä, sukupolvia.
Two minutes high stick. One, two, go!
Guys, keep the sticks on the ice, have fun. That's good, that's good.
Hey, respect, Andres. Really good. Watch out here. Good. Thank you. Hey, buddy, did you have the puck over there?
He's poking on my hands.
Okay, I was on the wrong side, so I wanted to get over. Yep.
Good job, good job. Good job, good job. That's it, that's it.
Good job, boys. sidestep.
Chasing it. Yeah. All over it. Let's fucking do this, boys. Come on, boys. Go to 10. Let's fucking make it happen. We got control of this game, boys. All fucking gas. Just do it now. Just do it. Go in. Don't need to cheat, boys. Don't need to cheat here. Push the right way here. Let's do it right up. Come on, Bruce.
Giannone and Switzerland have a 4-3 lead over Canada. After 2 periods of play in the 3rd period, Finland a 3-0 lead on Austria in Tampere, which is a couple of hours north of here. And that will be the site of 2 quarterfinals, the semifinals, the bronze and gold medal games. Timo Meier in the middle of things got a 5-minute major in the 1st period for hitting Zach Whitecloud of Canada from behind, was not ejected from the game. So Canada will try to climb back.
Kurashev back as well to start the period for Switzerland.
Wait, a minute and a half in that 2nd period, was replaced for a while by Damien Riat. The teams are 5-on-5 here. Giannone plays it back around. Waugh knocks down that clearing attempt. Nicholas Waugh in for Severson. Waugh played that back. No one there for Canada. And back goes Travis Sanheim to pick it up. 4 of the last 7 meetings between Canada and Switzerland at the World Championship have gone past regulation, including the last one, a shootout win in the quarterfinals by Canada in 2019 in Slovakia. Simeon moves in and shoots. That's deflected off the stick of Shabbat and wide. Thomas Shabbat steps out, flips that pass ahead for Dubois at center ice, and Dubois hooks that rink wide, but picked off by Janis Moser. This has been the soundtrack all afternoon. Whitecloud moves it back down. A skipping puck knocked away by Giannone. Moser up the center ice. Shabbat swings that to Anderson. Giannone plays it back around. And the race for it now. Ambuhl goes in on Sillinger, who knocks that back for Lowry. Rink wide to Shabbat. Thomas Shabbat up for Whitecloud. And Giannone bobbled that with Geiser for a moment. So the centering pass missed Whitecloud. Ambuhl back with it.
Oh,
big collision between Whitecloud and Ambuhl. In comes Shervey on Lowry. Shervey holds him off, pivots back, and that pass intercepted by Sillinger. Lifted back down to the Swiss zone as Johnson goes in on Geiser. Toby Geiser, a 4th-round pick of Washington in 2017. Playing now for Hershey, their American League team. Now Holden back with it. Holden tied up there by Christoph Berchi. And an open wing, it goes. Barzal racing to it, gets there first on Glauser. Barzal drops it back, frames a hard shot. And on his 27th birthday, he's turned away by Giannone. In comes Heischer, in shoots, that's knocked down by Thompson. And Logan Thompson hops on that as Nico Heischer dashed in.
That's a big save by Thompson as Brave activates. So Johnson late in the shift, he can't get the legs to get back in the race. He sure likes to shoot that one, and Thompson has active hands when he makes saves and fought that one off. But this is no way to treat a record breaker. It's his 120th game in the World Championship. All-time most games played at a men's World Championship. Andreas Ambuhl, ceremony before the game, he's got his back raked over the dasher by Whitecloud in the third.
Severson up for Comtois. He finds Geeky with the plays offside at the Swiss line.
As the game goes along, you think we'll see Claude Julien using all four lines. Fourth line out when you can, but when Heischer's out, then Canada will match up. Got Dubois out against Heischer and Meier. Coach is coaching hard right now.
Swiss have won 2 of the last 3 meetings. There was a win by Switzerland as well at the 2006 Olympics in Torino. Canada needed a shootout to beat Switzerland at the 2010 games in Vancouver en route to a gold medal. As Kurashev plays it down to Meier. A centering pass for Kurashev. Shoots and it flutters into the glove of Thompson.
Strong board play. Kurashev, Meier, Heischer. Sustaining pressure. And Timo Meier is such a heavy player. Watch him just present his back. Not going to close on him quickly. Kurashev trying to fight off the checks, but the long stick of Sanheim reaching. Be careful there if the receivers in the Sanheim. 2 guys below the goal line, leaving the front of the net open. There's been too many breakdowns in defensive zone coverage for Canada in this game.
Malgin wins that faceoff back to Fora. Shoots, net ramps off the stick of Sillinger, way up and out of play. Fora scored the tying goal for Switzerland in the first period. Canada took 3 separate leads in the first. The Swiss took fewer than 90 seconds each time to tie it, and took the lead in the goal by Nico Heischer in the second. Bouncing puck goes to Sillinger, drops it back to Shabbat. Thomas Shabbat. Throws that pass ahead, chipped in by Josh Anderson. Back goes Giannoni for it. And Sillinger stepped into Moser. Loose puck goes to Lowry. Adam Lowry winds his way in. Drops that back to Sillinger. Shielded off Malgin. Sillinger throws it back down, but couldn't find Lowry with that pass. And now knocked down by Anderson. Throws it back in deep. Shabbat steps up for Canada. Knocks it away from Fora. And Shabbat. Kind of along the boards. Fora stays with him. And Simeon couldn't knock it out. Now does in the second try. He finds Malgin. Ahead to Suter. Pia Suter with Malgin. 2-on-1. Suter in, shoots, scores! Pia Suter, and Switzerland has a 2-goal lead.
Good finish on a clean, slow developing 3-on-2 or 2-on-1. Shabbat activates, and the forwards never get on the defensive side of Switzerland. So 3-on-2, Shabbat falls for his player, becomes a 2-on-1. Suter keeps and makes no mistake. It's a good shot.
Suter on
it's a 2-on-1. Yeah, you need some saves. But again, bad coverage up ice by Canada in the offensive zone, cheating on the offensive side of the puck, hoping that they get a break, but not in position to play defense if they don't.
3 assists for Suter in the win against Slovakia. And now a goal here to make it a 5-3 game.
One-on-one with the goaltender, just Suter won that one.
Herzog with Ambuhl shoots. That's knocked away by Thompson. Back at the point, Klauser sends it back in deep. Swiss didn't get Roman Josi for this tournament. His wife's expecting a baby soon, but they've got a very strong team here with 7 NHL players. Not to mention a core of players from the Swiss League, where their championship series this year was wild. Zurich took a 3-0 series lead on Zug. Zug came back to win the last 4 games and win it. First time ever that a team's come back from a 3-0 deficit to win a Swiss League playoff series. A lot of talk about how Zurich was rehearsing the post-game celebration prior to Game 4 on the scoreboard. And the Zook players took note of that. Sent back down to the Swiss zone. Kukan goes back. And icing called against Canada.
We knew that Canada would be hard-pressed to hang with the transition speed of Switzerland. And this last goal, same kind of thing. You get caught on the wrong side of a body, you can't catch them on the back check. Odd man rushes and chances against, and the goaltender hasn't been able to bail Canada out often enough.
Final score from Tampere, 3-0 Finland over Austria. Yeah. The building is shaking. Barzal gets around Berchi, winds his way in. Matt Barzal pivots back. Spins away from Berchi again, centers it. Jam play at the side of the goal, that's turned away from Batherson. Hischier chops that ahead, knocked down by Geekie and back for Sanheim. Severson has it go off Kurashev, back up to center ice. Moser back on it, crunched there by Consois. Switzerland's got France and Germany left on the schedule. Canada has Denmark and France.
So Switzerland would have the upper hand. Now, if Germany somehow beats Switzerland, there would be a three-way tie for first, and then goal differential and everything else comes into play. But right now, Switzerland has been clean throughout their tournament, up 2. And Logan Thompson going to the bench for some repairs.
John Forget
Oh, his little cheater.
Yeah.
Neck protector broke.
Don't forget the equipment match of the Ottawa Senators. Their staff is here once again for Team Canada. Sanheim. Hanks it off the sideboards and chipped up by Contois. Here's Sanheim with it. Puts it back down to the Swiss zone. Icing waved off as Glauser goes back. 6 gone here in the third period. A 2-goal lead for the Swiss. Here they come again. Suter feeds it back across. Gloved down by Contois. Alga got a stick in there. Contois didn't like that much. And now Sanheim. With Canada changing. Pass snapped ahead for Watt. Bounce away from him. Icing waved off again as Geiser goes ahead to Ambuhl. Thompson around to Shabbat. Now loose in the corner. Corby goes after it. That discarded stick is in the high slot. And now Dubois up ahead for Dylan Cousins. Cousins worked in. Swings that rink wide for Shabbat. Shabbat back across and Waugh snapped that wide. Puck loose in the front of the goal. Corby to the line and just squirted that by Thomas Shabbat. Fired back down by Whitecloud. And now Shabbat had that skip away. He's got Herzog all over him, and Herzog wins the puck. Back for Ambuhl, and that skipped away from him. And the entire crowd groaned at that. Now a penalty coming to Dubois as he takes down Ambuhl. And the Swiss get the goaltender off as Berchi comes in, but the play is called at the Canadian line. Switzerland up 2. We'll go to the power play in a moment. whistle of the power play as Canada's Pierre-Luc Dubois goes off for holding. And he was holding the legend, Andreas Ambuhl. The Swiss fans didn't like that much, but now a chance for them to take a 3-goal lead here. In Tampere, a 3-0 win for the Finns over Austria. That puck was played with a high stick, and play is called.
Ambuhl, the recipient of a rough go from Pierre-Luc Dubois. They called the hold. Could have been called the clothesline. Dubois gets the arm out and wrapped around the chest of Ambuhl. Easy call to make.
Earlier today, the United States overtime win over Sweden. Here, Canada has led 3 separate times in the first period. The Swiss equalized quickly each time, took the lead in the second, added to it here in the third. That's backhanded back out by Graves. Nico Hischier has been a central figure here this afternoon. Gets bumped there by Graves. And the puck rolls back in the slot to Corby. And David Severson took that away and sends it down the ice. Here's Moser with it. Moser up for Simeon. Simeon drops that back for Malgin. In for Meier. Timo Meier drops that back for Moser. Myers trying to snap that rink wide, picked off by Lowry. Adam Lowry has a shorthanded goal today. Plays it back in. Goes in hard on Moser. And Lowry wins that battle for the puck along with Cousins. And Cousins pulls it free. He falls. Plays it back to Lowry. And now brought ahead by Meier for Malgin. Malgin knocked down by Cousins. And Meier has it back. 30 seconds to go in the Swiss power play. Malgin bumped by Odell. Eric Odell making his World Championship debut this year. His first game today. Malgin centers it, that's tipped wide by Suter. Simeon back with it. Plays it back around to Meier. Back he goes to Malgin. Malgin feeds that back to Moser. A long shot that got through and Thompson kicked that away. Now Meier spins back. Simeon with it as Dubois steps back on it. Malgin. White Cloud, big hit there on Moser. Dubois sends it ahead for Cousins. That's knocked away by Siegenthaler. Now Sanheim fires it back in. Jonas Siegenthaler throws that back down the Canadian zone. That's stuck to the pad of Thompson right on the goal line. He hangs on to that.
He was trying to hunt the post in case it went wide. And eventually nestled in a little crook in the pad. Look at that. That's been the night for Logan Thompson. Nothing has come easy. Defeat 5 times.
It's been a remarkable year for him. It began with him last May being named the American Hockey League's top goaltender. Began the year with Henderson of the American League, but when Vegas ran into injury problems, he became their #1 goaltender down the stretch. They were making a bid for the playoffs. Barzal swings it rink wide. Johnson in, pulls, shoots, and fired that wide. And the puck deflected up and out of play, and Kent Johnson almost literally kicking himself for missing that one.
Yeah, he got the time and space he's looking for. He had Graves driving back door, all set up by Barzal. Great stop up. So he's thinking, nah, I'm gonna shoot here. And by that point, Joni had firmly established his position, and he just pulled it wide. Initial thought was pass, and the puck got up on edge. So he lost his accuracy on the release.
Lauser up for Simeon. And back is Holden, bumping there with Malgin. Malgin had a good year in his return to Europe. 21 goals in 48 games for Zurich. And here is Suter with him. Here's Suter with Detroit this year after Chicago last year. Kaiser, lead pass for Suter, skipped away from him, and back goes Shabbat. Barzal gathers it up. Bats it back around. And Thomas Shabbat pokes at it. Now Batherson out to center ice. Johnson was tied up there with Fora. And Fora banks it back down the Canadian zone as Shabbat goes back, icing called against the Swiss.
Canada doesn't want to throw in the towel in this game just yet. Patrick Fisher has the team in a good spot, up 2, but you don't want to kind of get undisciplined, start running around looking to hit guys and exact a physical toll. You want to keep playing it for Canada. You've shown the ability to score in bunches. This next 5 minutes, got to make a hard push. A lot of pressure on, maybe draw a power play of your own.
Dubois off the face-off, hooks that back to Shabbat. Thomas Shabbat shoots. That was knocked down in the traffic in front. Dubois got held up with a penalty coming out of Switzerland. Here's Sillinger in, shoots. That went off the stick of the Swiss defender Meier and broke it. So the extra skater comes on. It's Barzal. Here's Shabbat. Across to
Right out
Barzal.
of there. There we go.
And Barzal crisscrossing with Shabbat. Drops it back. 6 skaters on 5 here with a penalty coming. Severson back to Shabbat. To Barzal. Lots of traffic in front. Dubois and Sillinger are there. Shabbat swings it back across to Severson. Severson directing traffic. Fires it back across to Dubois. And Dubois back down to Barzal. Matt Barzal walks out of the corner. Plays it back. Shabbat to Dubois. Works it back. Barzal is shot.
Side of the net.
And it bounces back up to center. Canada still with possession. Barzal. Now you've got your top guys for the power play. Been out here a while. As Heischer's watching Matt Barzal. Penalty was over a minute ago. Barzal winds in. And finally the Swiss touch up. And with 8:02 to go in the third period, Canada down 2 is going to the power play.
If you want to hang out more with Miracle, listen to some music, watch some more hockey on the big screen, go check out the fan zone in the mall of Tripla. Go check it out. DJ for the hockey lot. Blast that music. Put your hands together. Come on.
Here in Helsinki at the Ice Hall. Grand old building, full of Swiss fans this afternoon. Coming up on 7:30 local time.
6:30. I'm like, wait a second. Game's been slow, but not that slow.
Pass across to Cousins. Canada on the power play. Back as Severson shoots. He counted that high. Dubois back on a wraparound try. Giannone down. Now knocked loose and picked up by Suter, who sends it back to center ice. Cousins moves it back around. An emotional game for the Swiss as Ambuhl, number 10, breaks the record for games played at the World Championship. Out there killing this penalty now. Cousins back to Severson, across to Batherson. Batherson works in, sends it back across. Cousins couldn't pull the trigger, now centers it and just missed Waugh. Batherson drops it back, and Waugh hooked that back with a pass misfired for Cousins. He's got to go back and pick it up. Cousins held up there by Berchi, and the puck sent back down to the Canadian zone. Shabbat steps around Berchi and drops it back for Josh Anderson. Back across to Barzal. Matt Barzal to Shabbat. Back across to Johnson, rips that on goal. It was blocked and now brought back by Herzog. One-on-one with Shabbat, shorthanded. Berchi's jumping in. Herzog feeds it across and Berchi couldn't quite reach it. Here's Barzal. Up for Lowry with Anderson. Lowry flips it there to Anderson. In, shoots. And he hooked that over the glass and out of play.
Long skate for Lowry on the back check. Puck gets turned over after the block. And Lowry gets a little shove from Johnson and a little hold on the jersey to try to track down the attacker. Herzog slides it underneath, but Sherway just can't quite get there.
Chabot back for Johnson. Kent Johnson spins and shoots. That's blocked by Siegenthaler up and out.
I'm going to give credit to the Swiss. They are doing a tremendous job staying in the shooting lanes. Canada just wants to get it down to the net. Having a hard time getting it there.
Seconds to go on the power play. Barzal for the faceoff. A warning from the linesman to Anderson. Scramble draw. Picked out by Johnson. Kent Johnson for Lowry, and the net knocked off as Kukan collided with Giannone.
Yeah, he was bumped into by Lowry, though. That's why he's going to have a word with him right now. Lowry trying to set a little pick on Kukan and throws him into the net. So a missed opportunity for Canada. They have the power play. Just 6 seconds left now on Michael Ford's hooking call.
I'll say it again. NHL games need more singing. Anderson drops it back to Chabot. Out steps Ford. A hard shot by Whitecloud goes wide. Suter banks out ahead. It skipped over the stick of Anderson. He gathers it back up. Looks down to Barzal. Siegenthaler got in the way of that. Banked back down the ice. And with tired penalty killer still on the ice, an icing call against the Swiss and a face-off back down in the Switzerland zone with 5:47 to go in the third period.
We're playing in Helsinki, but this definitely feels like a home game for Switzerland. Young and old. Everybody's in it.
Kuka snaps that pass ahead for Mulligan. Back he goes to Siegenthaler. Jonas Siegenthaler. Moves it up for Kukan. He finds Meier. Pumps it back down to the Canadian zone. Whitecloud plays it around for Chabot. And now Mercer on it. Dawson Mercer. Picked up by Meier. Shoots. Thompson to stop on that. Here's Odell back with it. Eric Odell, who spent this year with Dynamo Moscow in the KHL. He's telling us before the tournament began about looking for another job in Europe for next summer, or for next season rather, this summer, as Hischier works in. Hischier spins it in for Meier. That pass misfired. Inside 5 to go now in the third period. Odell. And now you got an injured player, Meier, in the corner. No penalty was indicated as Meier went down. And of course, he was in the middle of things in the first period. The hit from behind on Whitecloud.
He's gonna have a hard time getting much sympathy from Team Canada right now.
4:50 to go in the third. 4:50 to go here in the third period. Now, part of the calculus you got to think about here, if you're talking about pulling the goaltender, there is a chance if Germany beats Switzerland that there'd be a three-way tie for first place.
Right.
And in that situation, you take the records of the three teams against each other, would all be tied, and then the next tiebreaker is goal difference within the group.
Right.
Within the games involving those three teams. So if you're thinking about, you know, what the heck, if we're down 2, pull the goalie.
And pass.
Now you cannot.
Yep. Here it is.
You can't play the puck with your hand on a face-off.
Just a
He's just
little
going to go for
brain cramp. Nico Hischier usually is as poised as anybody out there. Scramble draw. Sitting there. And absolutely on purpose, reaches out for it. Dubois called it right away, correctly.
So Canada with a power play here, 4:48 to go. Siegenthaler plays it back around. And Kukan skips that back down the ice. Malkin goes after it. Chabot ties him up. Who's at the side of the goal? That's knocked away. Switzerland's had some short-handed chances today. Lowry for Johnson. Kent Johnson back to Adam Lowry. The return pass for Johnson skipped away. Siegenthaler on it. Put it right back in the slot. Lowry, a quick shot that's blocked by Kukan. Lowry back on it. Puck loose along the boards, and now Suter spins and fires it back down. Thompson quickly ahead to Lowry as the Swiss were changing. Lowry back to Barzal. Swings that rink wide to Kent Johnson. Holds, walks in, slides that back to Barzal. The pass out of his reach and bounced out. 4 to go here in the third period. And here is Johnson. That's in the feet of Nicholas Waugh. Now picked up by Johnson. Waugh holds the line for Canada. Nicholas Waugh walks right in, plays it across to Anderson, spins and shoots and just missed. Back at the point, Johnson reaching for it and holds the line. Johnson for Barzal, back to Kent Johnson. In for Barzal. Slides that back to Johnson. Being shouted there by Herzog. Back to Chabot. Down to Waugh, tries to pull that back in. Anderson on it. In the corner for Barzal. Josh Anderson walks right in, exhausted. Penalty killers out there for Switzerland, but Fabrice Herzog plays it back down the ice. Here's Chabot with it. 20 seconds to go in the power play. And 3 minutes to go in the period. Dubois. Geiser plays it back down to the Canadian zone. Lead pass to Comtois. Plays it back in. Giannoni on it. Now Cousins plays that to the side of the goal. He sure steps on the box. That pass just missed him. And Severson goes back.
Thompson was on his way to the bench. Had to retreat back to the net.
Now Barzal lost the puck. Centering pass. Fire a chance. That was blocked by Comtois. Second chance put wide. Here's Dubois with it. Pierre-Luc Dubois, and Thompson likely to follow him up the ice. Dubois, rink wide to Comtois. Sends it back down to the Swiss zone. Here goes Thompson after, but Kukan's got it for Switzerland. Dubois stepped into him. The extra skater comes on, it's Sillinger. Meier sees the empty net. Fires it down and scores! From 200 feet, Timo Meier makes it a 6-3 game.
Up 2. You can take a clean shot at the net. Timo Meier, the last guy Team Canada would want to see score this one after his role early in the game. Sails it to secure the victory for Switzerland. And a a path to first in the group.
Score's actually 6-3. Inside, 2 to go here in the third period.
28, Timo Meier. Time 58:01.
Brought that back by Malga for Suter. Holden pivots back. Odell hammered down Simeon. And now Suter works it in. Back in front for Malgin, kicked away by Thompson that just skipped away from Malgin. Morgan Geekie works it in. And Contois went on a 4-up. Contois collides there with Glauser.
Contois stick about 40 feet in the air, hung up in the mesh.
Yeah, Glauser still wrestling. Final minute now of the period.
He's trying to take Glauser off the ice with him.
In comes Sanheim, shoots the short side. Sillinger has to retreat. This has been a bubbling cauldron all afternoon. And now Mercer plays it back around. Severson shoots, a chance for Mercer to stop by Leonardo Giannoni. Point blank on Dawson Mercer.
Maybe the best of the game for Giannoni. On the seam, one-timer. Mercer misses the target. Goes back into the far side of the net as well. He's trying to pull that one short side, goes far side. And Giannoni's able to get across and make the save. Giannoni has had 1 or 2 more saves in him than Thompson at the other end.
.30 seconds to go. On the day, Andres Ambuhl of Switzerland breaks the record for games played at the World Championship. Sillinger shoots. That's deflected wide. Swiss fans came to celebrate him. And they'll do that and celebrate a win over Canada. They've won 3 of the last 4 meetings now. Trailed 3 times in the first period. Sherman in, shoots. Knocked away by Thompson. And the Swiss take it by a final score of 6-3. So Canada falls to 4-1. The Swiss are 5-0. They've got a stranglehold on first place in Group A.
Team Canada 3, Team Switzerland 6.
Final shots in the game are 26-25 in favor of Switzerland. And Canada will face Denmark on Monday. The Swiss will take on France tomorrow. A key game will come then on Tuesday when the Swiss play Germany.
Yeah, they've earned their shot at first by playing Germany on the last day. They win, they got it. They may end up missing Timo Meier next game. That's against France. That's not the one that matters against Germany.
Time now to prepare the game presentations and then the Swiss national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to award the best players of the game. The best players of each team will be awarded with the official watch by Tissot, the official timekeeper of the 2022 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championships. The best player of Team Canada will be presented by Ambassador of Canada to Finland, Jason Tolland. The best player of Team Switzerland will be presented by Ambassador of Switzerland to Finland, Anja Tubrist-Rentenar. The best player of Team Canada, number 17, Adam Lowry.
Lowry scored a short-handed goal in the first period to give Canada a 2-1 lead. He's got goals in 3 consecutive games now.
The best player of Team Switzerland, number 14, Dean Kukan.
Dean Kukan, a defenseman of the Columbus Blue Jackets. Active all game for the Swiss. These are chosen by the management groups of the various teams, by the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're able, please rise for the national anthem of the winning team, Switzerland. Arvoisa yleisö, jos pystyt, pyydän nousemaan ylös kuulemaan voittajajoukkue Sveitsin kansallishymnin. The final score between Team Austria and Team Finland is 0-3. Tampereella lopputulos-ottelussa Itävalta Suomi on 0-3. The 2022 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship Tournament will continue today in Helsinki Arena at 8:20 p.m. with the game Team Italy against Team Slovakia. Welcome. Vuoden 2022 IIHF jääkiekon kisat jatkuvat tänään Helsingin Arenalla ottelulla Italia
Two-point night for you in a rowdy environment. I don't think I've heard the arena so loud. What's it like playing in such a hostile environment?
You know what? It's fun. We haven't really had a crowd like this since we've been here. Whether it's they're cheering for the other team or us, I mean, it was a blast in here tonight. Good energy the whole way. So it's always good when people are in the building.
Switzerland and Canada were both 4-0 entering today. Canada suffers their first loss of the tournament. What made the Swiss such a challenge?
Just thought they worked. We had power plays, we didn't capitalize. I thought we gave them a couple goals, so yeah, hopefully, you know, that's a good team over there. Hardest we've played so far, so it's a bit of a wake-up call. We'll come back against Denmark and have a good one.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
Switzerland keeps the undefeated streak going, now 5-0. The crowd is electric. What does a win tonight mean for you on such a milestone day?
Well, I guess it's the perfect ending of the day. I mean, it was a really cool day so far, and then finish it with a win. That's perfect.
Today was a milestone day for you, playing in your 120th career game at this tournament. How will you remember this day?
Oh, of course, now I remember it for sure, because, yeah, you play Canada, beat Canada, and yeah, that sticks in your head for sure. Now in German.
This is your 17th Worlds. You make history today. Looking back, what do you want your legacy to be as a player?
I couldn't hear it, sorry.
You made history today with a milestone 120th game. Looking back, what do you want your legacy to be on Swiss hockey?
Ich glaube, ich werde als Vorbild in Erinnerung bleiben und dass ich einer bin, der immer darauf zählen konnte und ein guter Teamkollege bin.
Congratulations, Andres, thank you.
Thanks.